Hello and welcome to our online fertility awareness program, You and Your Fertility. I have missed you. Did you miss me? Well, this is a brand new series. We're starting afresh with a new topic and we'll be running a few episodes with this topic. You want to know what it is? Hang around. Welcome. So, like I said, this is a brand new series on our online fertility awareness program, You and Your Fertility. In this series, we will be dealing with the topic, the fertility diet. Yes, by popular demand, we are bringing this topic to educate you, our viewers, on what the actual fertility diet is. In this series, we will be discussing what the right foods are to eat as you're on your fertility journey. And then we are going to expatiate to talk about particular foods that have particular nutritional benefits towards certain fertility challenges. Did you get that? I said we're going to be talking about certain foods and their certain nutritional benefits with respect to certain fertility conditions. So typical example, we'll take fibroids and we'll look at what foods can help in the management of fibroids. We look at polycystic ovarian syndrome. What foods can you eat? Just what you should focus on that would help in your management of polycystic ovarian syndrome, and what should you avoid to help in the management of that particular condition. So we'll be taking various fertility challenges and be looking at foods that you can eat or avoid to help in the improvement or in the management of that particular condition. It's going to be a really exciting and very information-packed series. You don't want to miss any episode of it. So make sure you tell as many people as you can about this series and then get them to also watch. If you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed and you like what we are talking about or you like what we are doing at Love Foundation, please hit that subscribe button now so that every time we produce a new episode, you would get notification for it. Hit the subscribe button, hit your notification button so that you would get it immediately it drops as it is hot. Yes, so we are going to continue. This is the first episode, and in this particular episode, we'll be talking about the fertility diet in general. What is good for you with respect to being on your fertility journey, what is not good for you generally with respect to being on the fertility journey. That is what today's episode is going to be about. Remember, the title of this series is The Fertility Diet. This series is being brought to you by Love Foundation. Love Foundation is an NGO located here in Nigeria, Rivers State, Port Harcourt to be precise, and we are a fertility awareness and support organization. We render fertility counseling services and fertility support services to all those on their fertility journey. So whether you just want somebody to talk to, whether you need counseling and guidance on what you need to do, whether you want to understand what your situation is, we are here to walk with you on your journey until you carry your bundles of joy. We also render services for people, that is consultancy services for people who are thinking about advanced fertility options like surrogacy, adoption, third-party donor cycles. We offer consultancy services for our clients or for patients who are on that path of their fertility journey. So whatever your fertility need is, Love Foundation is your one-stop shop to ensure that you get all the help you need on this wonderful fertility journey. So we continue. Today we want to talk about fertility diet as a whole in general. And I would like to start with those things that are not really right for you if you are on your fertility journey. What are the kind of foods that you should shy away from, that you should avoid generally once you are on the fertility diet? We are going to be talking about a few classes of foods and we will explain what it is they do that makes them not too good for anyone on their fertility journey. Stay with us. So the first class of food is gluten-producing foods. Gluten-producing foods. Gluten is a chemical which is a byproduct of the digestion of certain foods. Those foods are wheat, barley, and malt. So anytime you consume these foods or their derivatives, your body is eventually going to have gluten in the system, because when these foods are digested in our guts, in our stomach and intestines, they will produce gluten. So for those of you who did a little bit of science, you understand what I mean by byproduct. So when the foods are broken down, some things are released that are not necessarily nutritional constituents, but they are just like byproducts of the process of the digestion. So what we are saying is, whenever you eat wheat, barley, or malt, and it is digested in the system, remember, wheat, barley, and malt, or any of their derivatives, it is digested in the system, and one of the things that will come out as a byproduct is gluten. Now, gluten is known to be a chemical that causes some level of increased aging in cells or shrinking of cells. If you are somebody who is celebrity savvy, you probably have come across gluten-free diets, gluten-free products, gluten-free snacks, whatever it is, but gluten-free. So the reason why these things that celebrities consume, or those who are in the lifestyle industry, what they consume, why they consume gluten-free products, is because of this negative effect of gluten on cells. It causes shrinking, it causes aging, and it is not good for cells. So a high level of gluten can cause increased appearance of aging on cells, on a person, and all of that. So you can imagine if it can have that effect on the outside skin, just infer what it can be doing on the insides. And so that is why we say gluten-producing foods are something that those on their fertility journey should shy away from. So we are talking about the derivatives because maybe some people don't even know what barley is. Barley is a plant, and it is used in producing alcoholic drinks. So you see, when they say whether you are trying to conceive or you are pregnant, stay away from alcohol. It is part of the reasons, because one of the things that alcohol will also give in the body, apart from other problems it causes anyway, is gluten. Then we have wheat. Wheat is used in producing flour. Flour is used in producing a lot of things that we consume in this our generation. Flour is one of the major things that also causes gluten, and will also bring about a high level of this gluten in the system, and then vis-a-vis cause the problems of gluten that we have just talked about. Then malt is another plant. Malt is also used in producing malt drinks, some biscuits, and some cereals. Malt is another plant that when it is digested in the system will produce gluten. Gluten, again, like we have said, accumulated in the body will bring about increased look of aging, appearance of aging on the cells. So you want your cells to be as healthy as possible, and if gluten is going to be aging them in quotes, you want to, as much as possible, reduce the level of that constituent in your body, of that byproduct in your body, and then by inference reduce the effect on your reproductive cells. So that's that for gluten. The next thing we'll be talking about is trans fat. Trans fat is another product gotten from the heating of oils. Okay, so when vegetable oil is heated, one of the things that it will produce is trans fat. Trans fat, because of its cholesterol content, weakens cells. It kind of dulls cells out, and it constitutes an unhealthy environment for cells. So if you have a high level of trans fat in your system, it is not good for the reproductive cells. The easiest way to get trans fat is by consuming fried foods. Fried foods with oils that will produce trans fat. So if you like your fried foods, you can do frying without oil. Either you use magic pans or you use air fryers. That will cut down the quantity of oil involved in that food, and then also remove the incidence of consuming trans fat from that meal. So that's that about trans fat. The next one is dairy products. So for dairy products, we are looking at milk and its derivatives. We're looking at derivatives like cheese and margarine, basically. Then, of course, with milk. In Africa, we do not consume so much of milk. Many of us don't even know what cheese is. Some people have never eaten it. And then margarine also. Well, margarine can be a culprit because we do a lot of margarine in this part of the world. But a high level of the consumption of dairy products will also bring about the cholesterol problem that we are talking about. And that can also be unhealthy for the reproductive cells. The variant of this is yogurt anyway. Even though yogurt is made out of milk, yogurt is one of the things that is a product of milk that you can consume without measure, because it contains probiotics that are actually healthy and beneficial for the reproductive system in general, for gut health, for the person for your body in general. Yogurt is very, very good, very healthy. So one of the things that you can take that is a product of milk is yogurt. You can take as much yogurt as you want. The other things we'll be talking about are the ones present in our drinks. So sugar, caffeine, and alcohol. Well, sugar can be in drinks. Sugar can also be eaten directly like that, raw in foods. So you want to also reduce the amount of sugar that you are taking in. If you're on your fertility journey, you want to reduce the amount of sugar that you are taking as well. These foods, alcohol and caffeine, these foods make the environment of the fertility cells or our reproductive cells, it gives it an unhealthy environment. Okay, it gives these cells an unhealthy environment and they don't thrive. They are not at their optimal best. They are not at their best functioning capacity when they are in the environment of these foods that we have mentioned. So you want to, as much as possible, avoid them. Gluten producing foods, trans fats, dairy products, sugar, alcohol, and caffeine. You want to, as much as you can, avoid them while you are on your fertility journey, because they do not constitute a healthy environment for the reproductive cells. They weaken them, they cause shrinking and aging for these cells, and do not allow them to perform at their best. So what kind of food should we eat? I'm going to say what somebody said that made me really laugh. Eat the God foods. Okay, so if you look at the things that we have mentioned, they are foods that are kind of, how will I put it, invented by man, as it were. If you look at pastries and all the things that flour is made of, they are foods that we invented. Fried things are foods that we invented. But if you eat the regular staple foods, your normal rice, your normal beans, your normal yam, your normal maize, pap, your normal eggs, vegetables, fruits, all those are what we term the God foods. So these are our natural staple foods. If you can eat them, fertility doesn't know, oh, don't take carbohydrates or take carbohydrates. No, you can't take carbohydrates. You can't take all the classes of food, your proteins, your fats and oils, but just be wise in their moderation. But if you eat these foods in their natural forms, you will be doing your reproductive system a whole lot of good. So this is where we'll be stopping today. From next edition or next episode, we'll be picking out certain conditions and talking about the foods that are good for them. Remember, if you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button now. Turn on your notification for this channel so that anytime we drop any content, you will get them. Please, please, please share the word. Hit that subscribe button so that at least we know that we are doing something good, and YouTube also knows we are doing something good and makes it seen by more people. In that way, you are also spreading the word and helping change somebody's fertility story. Thank you for staying with us this week. Until we come your way again next week, keep being healthy and do all you can to improve your fertility index. From all of us at Love Foundation, remember, learn to teach others. Until next week, bye-bye.